Okay.
Coach Emmanuel, good evening.
Good evening.
Coach EM. Okay, so I'm going to pause the recording.
Coach Femi, just a quick one. It looks as if the meeting is locked.
The meeting
Can
is
you check?
locked.
Yes. Just
A lot of
check.
people are saying they're unable to join.
Yes, because
Oh,
the meeting is locked. Host has
that is
locked this
strange.
meeting. Yeah.
So let me just pause the recording. Okay, so I'm going to resume sharing my screen. Let me know when you can see my screen, please. Okay, so thank you. Sorry, were you going to say something?
No, I'm saying we can see the screen
Oh,
now.
fantastic. Thank you very much for confirming. So for those who've just joined, please kindly join us at Slido, and the Slido code is 3762865. Um, I'm the only one who can see myself. Oh, Francesca, thank you for enabling your video. We love to see one another. Thank you, Tosi. Who else? Okay. Whilst we're doing the word cloud, let's try and see one another. And if you can, please introduce yourself in the chat using the chat box. Tell us where you're joining from and tell us what you'd like to um, take away from today's session. Okay, so our word cloud is showing us client is still winning. So the question for those who've just arrived is, as a coach, what does the letter C stand for in your context? One word response, please. So we've got curiosity, we've got cash, we've got customer, we've got coachee, we've also got capabilities, we've got competencies, we've got collaboration. Thank you so much. Let's keep it coming for the next 30 seconds, please. Okay, any more? Final call? We got mentor, coach mentor. Okay, any more? Final, final, final,
There's,
and
there's co-creation in the chat room.
co-creation in the chat box. Okay, thank you. As many people who can use Slido as possible, if you're able to, please use the Slido code 3762865. Thank you. Okay, so thank you so much for participating in that. We've got more now. And it does appear that client is winning. And that speaks to us as coaches that we are client focused. Okay, so thank you so much for that. Now I'm going to move on with my slides, and we're now going to introduce our speaker, um, Coach Emmanuel Michael, as I fondly call him. Um, there's a little bit that I just want to talk about as far as Coach Emmanuel is concerned. Okay, he's a highly respected leadership and career success coach with almost 30 years experience as a strategic business leader. Now, what I'm going to ask for your good selves to do, if you feel in any way inspired as I go through his bio, please use your reaction, Zoom reactions, just to applaud or show any form of emoji that you like. If you're not inspired, by all means, you don't have to. Okay? So let's get going. Okay. So, um, he is a volunteer of ICF AI Coaching Coalition Council. That's a newly formulated council, and they are doing magnificent things. He currently serves as the Director of Human Resources at Eco Hotels and Suites. He is leading a team of HR professionals in fostering a people-first culture. And I think that that deserves a big round of applause. Okay. He's the chair of the HRCI Certification Council, where he plays a pivotal role in advancing global HR standards and professional certification. He's a subject matter expert with CIPM Nigeria and HRCI USA. He's also the founder and host of hashtag HR with EM registered trademark. And I think that deserves another big round of applause from everyone. Thank you so much. So I'm assuming that everyone here has heard the word celebrity in the past. This brings a different type of celebrity. This is not Kim Kardashian celebrity or Khloe Kardashian. This is a professional celebrity. The Nigerian HR community affectionately refers to Coach Emmanuel Michael as the HR celebrity. And I think that deserves another massive round of applause. Thank you. So, how are we going to collaborate this evening? In the next hour and 15 minutes or thereabouts that we've got. Don't worry, I'm not going to be the speaker for this evening. That right is reserved for Coach Emmanuel. However, we need to co-create and collaborate. And the best way that we're going to do that is we're going to be using Slido for taking your questions that Coach Emmanuel will answer later on. So using the same Slido code, you'd be able to go to the Q&A section in Slido and start presenting your questions. But we will come back to them later after Coach Emmanuel's presentation. Okay? So please make a note of the QR code, of the Slido code, or scan it, and then just start asking your questions. One thing I would like to add with Slido, if you're already familiar with it, you know you can upvote questions so that the questions are taken in priority of the most voted for. It's very democratic. Okay? So as we keep going, please get your questions ready. We'll come back to them later. Now, I'm just going to cover a couple of housekeeping so that we don't come back to them at the very end. LinkedIn is probably the best place for us as professionals. So if you feel inclined to connect with Coach Emmanuel Michael on LinkedIn, here's his LinkedIn handle. But we also like to invite you to join ICF Nigeria Charter Chapter. And there's a link for you there to join us there on Nigeria Charter Chapter. And if you feel so inclined to connect with me on LinkedIn as well, here's my LinkedIn handle. Okay? So, this we'll probably come back to this particular slide at the very end. But what I also want to do at this point, before I hand over to Coach Emmanuel Michael, is we've got something absolutely significant coming soon. It shows popcorn there, but I can't promise that we're going to have popcorn. But you're going to be entertained with more than popcorn. And what is this that I've got packed coming up soon? Can I invite Coach TA to, if she can, put her video on so that we can see you? Oh, there we go, Coach TA. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So coming soon, Coach Titilayo Akinsoya, often called Coach TA, will be hosting a webinar next month. And what she's going to be focusing on are two of ICF's competencies. I'm not going to tell you which one. Turn up and find out, but watch this space for more information about that. And finally, I'm coming to the end of my part of the presentation. If you want to contact anyone in ICF Nigeria Charter Chapter, I'm the Director of Education and Credentialing Support. That's my email address there. And we also have a Director of Membership. If you have questions about how do you want to join the chapter, his name is Charles Okeibuna. I don't think Charles has joined us yet. And that's his email address there. So Finally, I want to thank you for joining us. Thank you so much as I hand over to Coach Emmanuel Michael, ICF Nigeria Charter Chapter. Thank you so much. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen now and hand over to Coach Emmanuel. Over to you.
Okay. Good evening, good morning, and good afternoon, depending on the location where you are joining us from. Let me just confirm, can you all see my screen?
Yes, we can. Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much. So my name is Emmanuel Michael. I've been introduced already. I'm thrilled to be here with the ICF Nigeria Charter Chapter community to explore a topic that is both exciting and a little bit intimidating for many of us. And that topic is artificial intelligence and what it means for the future of coaching. So let's get into what I have for us today. Okay, good. So this session is structured to spark thoughts, offer practical insights, and help you confidently engage with AI as a coach without compromising your human essence. And so we'll be looking at some of what I've listed on the screen. Let me move this aside. Okay. So we're going to look at understanding the impact of AI on the world of work, explore the evolving role of coaches in an AI-driven era. We'll also learn how to integrate AI tools ethically and effectively. And then I'll highlight some EQ and SQ, how EQ and SQ give coaches a lasting edge. So we're going to start with a poll. So let's check, where are you on your AI journey? So this will help me shape the sort of examples that I'm going to share that will resonate with you. There are no right or wrong answers. So let me see how many of us. So we need to go to Slido. This is a different code from the first one. So let's go to Slido. Use this particular code 1777881. Okay. Okay, one person has voted, 3. So let's see, we have 42 of us here. At least let's get everyone to vote so we see where we are on our AI journey. Where are you on the AI journey? So the first option says, I'm curious but haven't explored. I've tried a few tools. I regularly use AI in coaching. I'm skeptical and cautious. So 8 out of 42. Let's move. 9 out of 42. So like I said, there are no wrong answers here. All the answers are correct. Just to know where you are on the AI journey. Only 12 out of 43. I think more people should vote. Let's get to at least 75% of those who are present to vote, and then I will reveal the options so we see where we are. Let me check the chat. It looks as if there's some comments there. Okay, somebody said their code jammed. So the code is slido.com, and the code is 1777.
I've responded to them. I've given them the code again.
Okay,
Thank you.
great. So 16.
Yep.
16. Let's get at least half or more than half. I would love to have at least 75% of those of us present to respond before I reveal where we are on the journey. Okay. Tokunbo, can you use the chat? Use the Slido, please. Scan the QR code, yes, or type in slido.com and use the code. We would like to see all the answers on Slido. Makes it easy for us to be able to aggregate the response. Okay. Okay, we have 18. So I'm just going to move. So let's see. Let's see. Slido. Slido.com. Not slide, slido.com. Okay, so we are 20. So 21, 22. Okay, so I think we're at half. Okay, so let me see where we are. Wow. So 57% of us that took the survey said that we've tried a few tools, 22% curious but haven't explored. So for those of us who have not explored, so we're going to see some of the tools and what they can do for us. 21% kudos. You regularly use AI. 4% are skeptical and cautious. So this 4% will see whether we're going to convert you to join either B, A, or C. Okay. So thank you very much for participating in this poll. On the next slide, so we'll go back to for questions and your thoughts. We would like you to use this other code. This was the first one that Coach Odelusi shared with us, 3762865. So as I go along, as I present, and if you have any question or any thoughts that come to mind you want to ask, please use this particular Slido code to share the question. We will also post this in the chat to make it easy for you to know what to post, where to use, okay? Okay, so AI is already changing how we live and work. Think automation in customer service, predictive hiring tools in HR, and even AI-generated content in marketing. The key shift is not just about tech, but how we work and what skills remain uniquely human. And as you can see from the research done by McKinsey, they are saying that by 2030, AI is expected to impact over 800 million jobs. Right now, AI is already impacting some jobs, right? And what we need to know is that not most people know about ChatGPT. So AI is not just ChatGPT. It includes automation, machine learning, predictive analytics. And today, one thing we need to know is that skills like critical thinking, emotional intelligence, and creativity will continue to be in higher demand because today we haven't seen AI being able to do this, even though there are some attempts to see if they can do some of this sort of thinking, but it can only provide information that it has been trained with. So the question that might be bothering us, or the question that we have in mind, will be, will AI replace coaches? So this is where many coaches feel anxiety. Will AI replace me? My short answer to this question is no. Not if you evolve. If you don't evolve, yes, AI will replace you. So like for those of us who are skeptical whether to use it or not, this is basically to let us know that there is need for us to begin to think about how to infuse AI into what we do. So AI will never match the emotional depth and presence that a skilled coach brings on board. But what AI can do is that it can make our work more impactful. So coaching will evolve to facilitate deep emotions. Now, what is it that machines can do for you? These AI machines that we have today. Our edge as coaches lies in emotional intelligence. While AI is artificial, these qualities, the empathy, intuition, presence, deep listening, spiritual intelligence, you can't find this with AI. Can't show you that empathy. AI is not intuitive, right? The presence, AI cannot be present with you to see, okay, this is maybe when you respond to, as a coach, when you ask a question to the coachee and the person is responding, the way you listen deeply to this particular coachee sharing with you, AI is not able to show that empathy, that deep listening, uh, uh, cannot show that they're deeply listening to what you're saying. And so AI is not able, okay, it's not able to exhibit this kind of qualities which are authentically human. In a noisy world, your presence as a coach becomes even more valuable. There are so many things that are distracting people, and because there are so many things distracting people, as a coach, you're physically present, either through virtual means or face-to-face in a room. You're able to see this particular client and have that conversation with him or her. So how can AI support coaches? AI can support coaches in drafting coaching reflection prompts. You can use ChatGPT or other tools. AI can support coaches in automating their scheduling. So like for me, what I do is when you want to book a call with me, I've already set up my system is such that you click a link, it takes you to a payment, it takes you to a page that describes exactly what I'm offering or the different type of coaching packages that I'm offering. And then you select the coaching package that you love or you like to engage me on. It gives you an option to make payments. You make the payment. As soon as you make the payment, it moves you to another page where you then select the dates that you want to meet with me. As soon as you select the date that you want to meet with me, the system will automatically book that meeting on my calendar and provide you with a virtual meeting link. So the only thing I need to do is I will get an email. As soon as I get the email, I then see that someone has already booked. So payment is handled. The type of coaching package that you're interested in is also automatically booked. And then before the day of the engagement, you can also get a reminder. Okay? And some tools also give you the ability to send, maybe there are certain pre-assessment questionnaire that you want the client to fill out. They will automatically get that email, fill it, and it comes to you. So before that day, you're going to meet with the client, you already know exactly what you are going to be talking about, okay? AI can also help you to generate assessments. It can also help you to organize learning plans and growth journal. So what I want to share with us is that there is need for us to move into the opportunity mode, okay? AI can take on repetitive tasks, those things that we do repetitively. AI can take that away from us, freeing us to do more high value coaching work. For instance, imagine generating thought-provoking questions with AI, automating the client onboarding experience. So that's what AI can do for you. It takes away all those mundane tasks, and so that you just focus on how do I get this client to achieve whatever goal that they've set for themselves. Now I'm going to talk about tools. Some of the tools that we can use. So these are tools, and these tools are not just for techies, So sometimes you say you need to be a techie before you can use any of the tools. No, they are becoming coach friendly and increasingly intuitive. So I need you to think of these tools as your virtual assistants and not your replacement. So with ChatGPT, you can use ChatGPT for idea generation. You can use ChatGPT for journaling prompts and summaries, right? There's Otter AI, which you can use for your real meeting transcription. So you have a meeting, instead of taking out a piece of paper or jotter and start making notes about what the conversation, you can actually use Otter AI and it will transcribe your meeting, okay? So there is Notion, there is Phantom. Phantom will help you to analyze the coaching call. In fact, it goes to the point of giving you insights as to whether who spoke more. Is it you, the coach, or is it the coachee that is, and then gives you deep, very deep insight as to how the conversation went with the clients. So I have a document, a resource file that lists about several tools that you can use. So we would see how we can drop that. You should be able to download that from the Zoom, I believe. But if you're not able to download it, we will make it available for you so that you can go through. And if we have time, we'll look through some of these tools.
Coach Emmanuel,
Yes.
is that the one with the title AI EM ref list?
Yes, ref lists.
Fantastic. I'm going to drop
Yes.
that into the comment box and let's see whether people will be able to download it.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. So when it comes to AI, I know some of us who are skeptical is because we are not sure whether it's ethical for us to use it or not. And so one thing we need to be aware is that there is need for us to ensure that the way we use AI, that in every engagement that we're using AI, there's need for us to be transparent with the clients that we're using AI. So let's say, for instance, on this call, I'm going to use Phantom to record the transaction. So there is need for you to get the consent of the client, during the contracting stage, to get the consent of the client that you want to record the call and let them understand the benefit of doing that. If they consent to it, then you proceed. So you need to be transparent about it. And there is need for you to also avoid sharing confidential data with third-party tools. So AI, like I said earlier, should support and not replace the coaching relationship. And in the use of AI, there is need for us to ensure that we continue to abide and align with the ICF Code of Ethics and core competencies. So ICF has released a framework that would enable us to ensure that we can use AI ethically, okay? So there's this framework, this standard framework that was published. And as you can see from what I'm showing on the screen, you will notice that there are the domain areas. So for foundation, you will notice that there are standard sets that have been added. So there is AI ethics, okay? So AI ethics is there. So that whenever you see the star, it indicates that those areas have been added beyond the ICF core competencies. So these are some additions to the ICF core competencies, okay? If you look at domain D, there is reinforces client growth. So it's required that AI can be used in that particular domain, and there are guidelines on what to do. Assurance and testing, coaching reliability measures, security, privacy, resilience, accessibility. So let's look at the next slide. So one of the elements in the standard is that the user should know when they are interacting with an algorithm and not a person. So when they're interacting with an AI algorithm, there's need for you to let the user know. So we must disclose at all times that we're using an AI tool for our coaching with the clients. People behave differently when they think they are speaking to a human, and being deceived can damage that trust and cause concern for the user. So that's why there is need for us to disclose. So whenever you deploy an AI tool, there is need for you to ensure that the client is aware that you're using the tool. So let them know exactly why you're using it and what it can do for you. Okay, so I'm going to share an ethical dilemma now. So I need us to reflect briefly on this. What would you do in this situation if you find yourself in this situation? Because this is the kind of future scenario we need to begin to prepare for. Okay? Ethics is not just theoretical, it's practical. And with the tools that we have, it means that we need to begin to adopt AI. And as we adopt AI and all these tools, we will be faced with this ethical dilemma. So this scenario says a coach uses AI to analyze client responses and generate insights, but doesn't inform the client. So the question there is this ethical? Let's see who would like to speak, or you can use the chat box to share. Is this ethical? How should it be handled?
So we got Abike who is saying that it is not ethical.
Yeah. So how should it be handled?
Okay. So I can allow, do you want Abike to speak?
Yeah, she can speak. She can speak.
Abike, you can unmute yourself to speak, please.
All right, thank you, coach. So it's not ethical. How should it be handled? The coach will have to inform the client ahead that is part of the coaching agreement that I will be using AI to analyze your responses, so that the client will need to agree and give us the permission before we can do that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Does anyone have a contrary view or want to share something else? Okay. I can see Ayo Peju says that full disclosure of tools to be used by a coach, okay, which is what ICF requires of us. Okay, so let's move to the next slide. Okay, so there is need for us to stay relevant in this era of AI. And how do you stay relevant? So instead of saying I'm skeptical, I don't want to use it because maybe I suspect it's not good, there is need for us to begin to embrace lifelong learning. Because what will happen eventually is that those who are able to master the use of AI would be far ahead in what they're doing. Okay? They'll be far ahead in what they're doing. So something that will take you maybe 3 hours, 4 hours to get the work done can actually be done in a few seconds or in a few minutes. So that's what AI will do for you. So there's need for us to begin to embrace lifelong learning. And how do we start that? When you look at the resource document that I've shared, there are several tools listed in that particular resource document. So go through them and begin to try them one after the other and see which one you will fit into your type of coaching process or methodology. Okay, then there is need for us to also begin to develop our emotional quotient and our spiritual quotient. Stay tech aware, okay? Not tech obsessed. Don't be tech obsessed and want to use all the tools. No, stay tech aware, sample some and pick the ones that will help do the work for you, okay? Just like the one I've picked, one that helped me make sure that the logistics about booking a call is seamless. I only just get to know somebody has booked a call on XYZ day. And because it's connected to my calendar, the person will be able to select a day and time when I'm free. Okay. And then automatically the person gets the meeting detail. I don't have to go and start setting up meeting and start sending email. The system does and handles all that process for me. Okay. So collaborate with AI, but coach with heart. Okay. Stay grounded, in purpose. To thrive, not just survive in the future, we must blend tech savviness with heart-centered presence. Okay? Let AI be your assistant and not your essence. Okay. So in an AI-driven world, the most powerful thing you can offer is your humanity. And that is what makes us, that's our competitive edge, okay? Your presence is your competitive edge. And so there's need for you to be curious as a coach. There's need for you to be ethical as a coach. There's need for you to be future ready, okay? If you remember one thing from the session of today, let it be that AI may get smarter, but your heart, values, and presence will always set you apart. Okay, that's what will make us different from a system. Because some people will say, okay, instead of seeing a physical coach, why not just use the system? Let the system coach me. Let AI coach me. So this is what will make that particular difference. That's your coaching advantage. Your presence is your coaching advantage. Okay, so I would want to invite us, if there are specific questions that you have about the tools. So I'm going to try and go through some of those tools so we see what the tools look like and what you can use them. But while we're doing that, if you have any question, this is the Slido that was shared earlier. You can go to Slido, and the code is 3762865. You can ask your question there. So I'm going to stop sharing this and just walk us through some of the resource files that I've shared. Just a moment, let me stop this and share the next one. Okay.
And while you're doing that, I'd like to inform you that we have got some interesting questions.
Okay.
Whenever you're ready to take them, just let me know.
Okay,
But the
so
questions are coming fast and yeah, interesting questions. Can I remind everyone, please, as you interact with Slido Q&A, please remember to upvote the questions. Whatever question you think resonates with you and you'd like Coach Emmanuel to talk about it a little bit more, just use the thumbs up on Slido to prioritize the question. Thank you.
Okay, so I believe you can all see my screen now, right?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so these are some of the tools that I've shared. This is the resource. Well, this is what you get in the resource file. So you have AI tools that will help you with thought partnership and content generation. So you have ChatGPT, which most of us are familiar with. ChatGPT will help you to draft coaching questions. So other coaches have used it to draft coaching questions, journaling prompts, generating content for emails, blogs, proposals. So let's, for instance, you want to write a post or an article, you can actually write out exactly what you want to share and then use ChatGPT to refine it. And those are some of the things that I also do. I use ChatGPT a lot to refine my posts after sharing my thoughts. You can also use it for brainstorming ideas for client challenges. So maybe a client shares a challenge and you're thinking what to do, how to tackle that particular coaching challenge. You can use ChatGPT to brainstorm ideas. Why do coaches love it? It's fast, versatile, conversational, ideal for reflection, clarity exercises, and scaling content. So let's say, for instance, someone is coming to you for career clarity and you want to administer an assessment, you can use ChatGPT to come up with, you just share what your challenge is, and ChatGPT will come up with several solutions, and then you keep prompting it until you get exactly what you want. Then there's Jasper AI. So Jasper AI, the use for Jasper AI is for creating marketing copy, content for coaching programs. So let's say you have your coaching package, you've described exactly what it is, you can use Jasper AI to come up with marketing copy. You can also generate email sequences and course descriptions, okay? Pro tip here is that pre-trained templates make this useful for coaches building personal brands. Then for productivity, scheduling, and workflow, these are the tools that you can use. There's one called Motion Reclaim AI. This automatically schedules deep work, meetings, breaks, ideal for coaches managing multiple client sessions, okay? Why is it useful? It has provision for time blocking. Time blocking meets AI, keeps your calendar aligned with your goals. There's Calendly, we all know Calendly, but there's a Calendly with AI routing now for smart scheduling with AI-based routing, matching based on client preference, and pre-session, administer pre-session questions to personalize your coaching session. Therefore, transcription and session summaries, you can use Otter AI. I saw Otter AI. I think ICF Nigeria is using Otter AI, right? For live transcription of coaching sessions. You can share summaries with your client. You know, sometimes when you have the session with the client and you want to summarize all that you've, the conversation, you can actually use this to share the summaries and key takeaway with the client. The bonus here with Otter AI is that it's able to identify speaker voices, timestamp quotes, is great for coaching accountability. Then you have Fire Files. Someone tried to join the meeting today with Fire Files. So they use Fire Files and AI assistant for recording, summarizing Zoom or Teams coaching calls. And then you can also search through the meeting scripts for maybe certain keywords. Why coaches use it is that it's quick access to past discussions, easy integration into client portals. Then you have Phantom. This is one I use. Free Zoom call recorder with real-time highlights, capturing, auto-generate summary, action items, and follow-up tasks, okay? There's no need for you to take notes during the call. You just stay present, and the system takes all the notes and summarizes it for you. Then for progress tracking and client engagement, there's other tools. There's a tool called Coach Accountable. It helps to track goals, deliverables, session notes, set up learning assignments, reminders, progress metrics, and has a dashboard, okay, client dashboard and email nudges. Why it works, it combines structure and automation while keeping the human in the loop. And then there's another tool, it's called practice.do. The use is for client communication, file sharing, billing, customer relationship management, all in one. It has smart templates that you can use. It's a one-stop shop for client relationship management. So you can also check this out. Then there's Notion. Notion is used by coaches to create coaching templates, client portals, growth journals, use AI to summarize notes and track client goals, okay? The pro tip there is that normalize client dashboard that adapts over time using Notion's flexible structure. Then for personal development and journaling for clients, there are some tools also, AI tools that are useful. One is Journey AI Reflectly, okay? This is an AI-assisted daily reflection apps for clients. Prompts for gratitude, mindset shifts, and emotional check-ins. Use case, great for encouraging self-coaching between sessions. And there is Mindsetter. Mindsetter is an AI-powered cognitive journaling tool. It offers mindset insights, personalized coaching style feedback. The unique feature with this is that it uses neuroscience-backed framework to help clients reflect and grow. Then for visual storytelling and presentation support, we can use Beautiful AI. Beautiful AI will help you design professional coaching slide decks and reports, suggest layouts and content design using AI. It saves you time when preparing visual materials for webinars or clients, okay? Then there's ToMe app. It creates, uses to create storytelling presentations with AI assistance. You can embed video, charts, prompts into the session. The pro tip here is that it is great for building out coaching programs or pitching ideas to institutions. Then ethical AI integration tools. You have Parabol AI coaching canvas. The use is for session retros and structured client check-ins. It promotes transparency and client self-awareness. Why it matters, it combines agile style reflection with coaching best practices. Then best practices for coaches who are using AI. The first one there is that there is need for you to always inform clients when using AI-generated content or analysis as a coach, okay? Avoid storing client-sensitive information in public AI tools without encryption. So good at using ChatGPT. So there's an option under privacy in ChatGPT where you will tell it not to use whatever information you provide for training the AI. If you allow it to use information provided for training AI, then it means that information will become available publicly for training the whole AI system. So there's need for you to check the privacy setting and ensure that whatever information you are providing is not being stored and neither is it being used to train the AI. And then this number 3 is very critical. So there is need for us to align usage with ICF Code of Ethics and core competencies. So let's check out the ICF Code of Ethics. This is also part of the resources that we will be dropping for you in the chat box, and we'll make it available for those who are not joining us live. We'll make it available when we send the email to everyone who registered for the webinar. Then there's need to use AI as a tool, not as a substitute for presence, okay? Not as a substitute for empathy and not as a substitute for deep listening. So you need to also, even though AI is helping you to record the conversation, there's need for you to listen deep to what the client is saying, show empathy, and work with them to ensure that you provide the best service to the clients. Okay, I think that is all that I have with regard to the tool. So I have 8 more minutes. Let me see if I can walk through briefly. There's a checklist. There's a checklist that I came up with. Let me just show us the checklist. This checklist will help you to, as a checklist, okay.
And I've just dropped that document into the chat box for people who might want to download it whilst you take us through that. Thank you.
Great, great. Okay, so there's a checklist that I came up with. Let me just share the checklist. The checklist will help you to determine which of the tools will be useful for your coaching practice. Okay. Okay, so can you all see my screen?
Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
Okay.
Yes, we can.
So this checklist will go with that resource list that I've just shared. Okay. So I say here's a companion checklist designed to help coaches evaluate and select AI tools based on their specific coaching practice needs. It aligns with coaching workflows, values, and ethical standards and complements the quick reference list, which I just walked us through. So on this checklist, it says AI tool evaluation checklist for coaches. Use this checklist to decide which AI tool to integrate into your coaching practice. Section 1 says, define your coaching practice needs. What type of coaching do you primarily offer? You have the options there. What are your top 3 pain points in managing your coaching business? You have scheduling, admin overload, note-taking, client follow-up, content creation, client engagement, progress tracking, time spent on repetitive tasks. What do you want AI to help you do? So check all that apply. You have save time, automate repetitive tasks, improve session quality, enhance clients, experience, scale content or marketing, personal learning for clients, stay organized. Then section 2 says tool functionality assessment. So now you need to pick up the different, there are different tools. You know, I mentioned several of them. categorized in different categories. So what is the tool name? Then you use this criteria now. Is it aligned with your current coaching model or workflow? So there's a yes or a no. Does it solve at least one of the key pain points for you? You know, you will have outlined your key pain point at the section 1 of this checklist, right? Then is the tool easy to learn and use without steep training? So you'll be analyzing all the different tools with this criteria. Can it integrate with platforms you already use? So maybe you already use Zoom. So when you are analyzing a particular tool, you check, can it work with Zoom? Maybe you already have Calendly, can it work Calendly? Does it allow customization to suit your style and branding? Can you test it before committing financially? So usually for me, I try to go for the ones that have free trials where I can see how it works and be sure that it fits before I begin to subscribe, right? Now, ethical and client consideration. Does the tool respect client privacy and data confidentiality? So there's need for you to check, does this tool respect privacy and data confidentiality? So that, like for ChatGPT now, it has a provision where you can restrict what you don't want to be stored on that particular system. Are you transparent with clients? If AI is being used in their process, will the tool support not replace your coaching presence? Does it align with ICF Code of Ethics and core competence? So you need to check. So which is why I've shared the standard. So there are 2 documents that I shared with regards to the ICF AI coaching standard. One is the standard, the other is a checklist that you can use to see if what you're doing complies with the ICF standards and code of ethics. Can you clearly explain its purpose to your client if asked? So when you're using any tool, any AI tool, you should be able to clearly explain to the clients what the tool is all about, why you're using it, and how that tool is going to benefit the client, right? So like I use Phantom most of the time for my coaching call, and I explain to the clients because most times at the end of the day, the client wants to be able to maybe hear themselves or replay what they shared. You know, sometimes after the call, if they're able to replay what they've shared, they will begin to remember some of the commitments that they made, and even maybe based on the questions that you were asking them, the way they answered, maybe there's something they didn't thought of before. It will help them to reflect more on the conversation that they had with you. Now, section 4 talks about value and cost. Is the tool reasonably priced for your current stage of business? So don't go investing in a tool that's expensive that would take so much out of your business. So begin small and then you scale up. See if this tool can allow you to scale up gradually. Will it increase efficiency, freeing time for more clients or deeper work? So like what I've implemented for my for booking a call with me is such that I don't have to do anything. I only just to wait and see an email. Okay, I may promote the page, okay, so that attract people to go read what offer that I have, promote that particular offer, and as soon as anyone goes to that particular offer page, they can start the whole process and conclude everything without me engaging with them. I only get to see them on the day that we need to have the one-on-one coaching session. Okay, is there a free version or tier you can start with? Can you measure ROI? For example, time saved, client satisfaction, does it give you that ability to do that? Section 5, final decision. So after evaluating, will this tool help you coach more effectively, run your business efficiently, enhance your client experience, maintain ethical and human-centered coaching? So at the bottom here, I said, if you check 3 or more boxes above, the tool is worth trying. So in section 5, if you check 3 or more, the tool is worth trying. If more than 3 no's, okay, when you're looking at all these ones where you have yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. So if you have more than 3 no's, boxes appear in critical sections, then there's need for you to consider alternatives, okay? So which means you would use this checklist and analyze each of those AI tools that I've shared in the reference checklist. Pro tips for getting started with AI tools. Start with one tool at a time. Don't try to do too many things, okay? Automate one part and then you move to the next when it works well. Don't overwhelm your workflow. test in non-client facing tasks first, like content writing or automation, request feedback from clients when integrating AI-enabled features, stay current by following ICF updates on technology and ethics. So that's basically all that I have to share with us today. The ICF Code of Conduct and the standards for AI, I've already shared that. I believe for those of us who are members of ICF, we would have we automatically have access to that standard. But if you are not a member of ICF, I think it's publicly available. That
It
document
is publicly available, and I've
yes,
also put a copy in the chat box for people to download.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's basically what I wanted to just to, like I said, is to get us to start thinking around AI, what it can do for us. And there's a checklist now that can help us to be able to know exactly what we want and which one we can decide to adopt. Going back to my deck, let me see. What else do I have here?
So whilst you're checking your deck, the only document that I haven't shared for people to download is the spreadsheet, the standards self-scoring tool.
Yes.
Um,
So we can add that. So it goes,
Fantastic.
that scoring tool goes with the ICF
framework
standards on AI standards, yes. Okay, so I think that's basically all that I have to share with us. So we have 29 minutes for Q&A. So thank you very much. So for those who want to stay in touch, that's my email address is ianmichael@enmichael.ng. I have a YouTube channel where I share on leadership and coaching and HR. So that's HR with EMTV. And feel free to follow me on LinkedIn. So it's bit.ly/follow-em. You'll be able to stay in touch with me. What else do I have? Okay, so those are my contacts. So I've already shared this resource. The resource is available. Thank you very much. So we'll take a look at the questions that we have the next 20 minutes, and then
Fantastic. Fantastic. Absolutely awesome. Can I kindly ask everyone, without any exception, and I'm going to unmute everyone now so that we can, get into that space of talking. Can I kindly ask everyone, if you're able to put your camera on, please do so. If you're not, let's show a bit of appreciation for Coach Emmanuel Michael for this awesome, insightful session that we've just had. That's going to take our coaching practice to greater heights. Coach Emmanuel, thank you so much. Oh, wow. Listen, almost everyone would have access. Yeah, almost everyone's going to have access.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. So we're going to share the slide deck so that people can, utilize them. It's not all the slide decks, but at least you'd be able to utilize all the tools and resources that have been shared. The recording will be shared with everyone who's attended so that you can play back and watch it in slow mode later on. Thank you so much. Okay, so we're now coming to that important part of the day where we're going to be fielding our questions. So once again, I shared the Slido code earlier on, and I'm going to fire up the questions that have been uploaded onto Slido. And this is where I'm going to invite you now, Coach, to, can you see my screen? Oh,
yes, I can see it.
Sorry, I've gone into a different mode now, so I need to minimize the participant so I can see my screen. So the most popular that we've got here with 3 votes. No, actually, we got 2 with 3 votes. But let's take the most important one here. Question for you, Coach Emmanuel. Do you think Gen AI can be intuitive at some time in the very near future? And before you answer, can I please share my naivety here in case I've got this wrong? The AI we've been talking about and Gen AI, are they the same?
Okay. Let me start by answering that. Yes, Gen AI, that's basically what we're sharing. Basically what we're talking about. We're talking about generative AI. Okay,
Correct.
so the large language model.
Okay.
That's what we just discussed. Those are the tools that we've just discussed. So do I think whether it's going to be intuitive at some point in time in the near future? So I know there are plans to see how to get that to happen, but it will be, the human mind is very powerful. So it will be, I don't see that happening now, and I don't see it happening because this AI is trained by humans. So I know there was a situation where the AI started to behave as if it was thinking of on its own. I think with Grok on X, they had that challenge, and they had to now kind of reprogram the system to behave in a certain way. So we will not get to the point where it will become completely intuitive. It will still be configured by a human mind.
Thank you. Does anybody have any follow-up question on that particular one? We actually have a couple of AI, I'm going to use the word expert in the house, but I don't want to sort of spotlight anyone. We're going to keep the questions that they are coming in, but if anybody just wants to add a little bit more to what's been shared by Coach EM, please feel free to do so. I believe you can unmute yourself.
Yeah, I can see Gloria has added something. She said, I actually don't think AI can be intuitive. Intuition is spiritual, in my opinion. So that's why you see I mentioned SQ, that spiritual quotient. I don't see AI getting to that particular level of being that. Then Jazz Razor says, until quantum computing based AI is consumer ready in 5 to 10 years, AI will not have the sentience to work in intuitive ways. So it's going to take a long time. And, as we continue to advance, the human mind will also continue to advance and will still continue to determine exactly the way AI will behave.
Thank you so much for answering that. Jazz, you raised your hand, but you've put it down. Is there something you still want to add?
No, it's a common question that comes up. And because my background is in consciousness research, neuroscience, I'm conscious of the difference between intelligence running on an electronic machine and consciousness operating through an organic human brain. And the technology to reproduce consciousness is many, many decades away. And so I don't believe any of those bits of hype coming from the technology companies which saying, oh, our AI is conscious, oh, it's feeling sad, it needs welfare. Don't pay any attention to that. It's all about making investors happy. That's what it's about.
Okay. We'll just take one more contribution. Folake Adeniyi Adeleye has raised a hand. Folake, what would you like to contribute to the conversation?
Thank you, Coach Femi, and thank you, Coach Emmanuel, for today's session. I think I just wanted to say really that two that have helped me in terms of Gen AI tools are also, number one, Perplexity. I don't know if that has been mentioned. And then one I really like is Claude. And what I did recently is that I really, I was a bit tired of the same ChatGPT language. So what I did to Claude was that I actually asked Claude to start, almost using it as a digital voice to actually start speaking my language. So I actually attached a few newsletters I had done in the past, attached my LinkedIn profile, my resume, and I said, Claude, when I respond to emails, when I design a work plan, when I, when I want to respond to a client, I don't want you to use the typical voice. I really want you to start sounding more like me. And then I said, what questions do you have for me to actually start doing that? So that's another way that we can use Gen AI as opposed to it sounding, the same old, like everybody else. Thank you. That's my contribution.
Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Okay, so we're going to move on to the next question in order of ranking. And we've just had another question upvoted. And the question is this for you, Coach EM. Are empathy, intuition, presence, deep listening, and spiritual intelligence important enough to lead clients to choose human coaching over AI? Over to you.
I will say yes. The machine cannot show that human empathy, you know. When you are in front of a coach, there are moments when the coach will just pause, you know, and maintain silence to enable you to think deep, to provide some sort of answers to the question that has been asked. Okay? And that will lead you to some sort of deep thoughts. You can't get that from the machine. You can't get that from the machine. So people will still want to talk to people and not just talk to a robot that is sitting there that cannot see or understand exactly what is happening to your facial expression. So yes, those things will lead clients to choose human coaching over AI.
Right. Thank you so much for that. Now, I'm just going to move on to the next question now, just to ensure that we do justice to all the questions we've got stacked up. The next question asks you, how much client details can you disclose, considering that AI works on trained data?
So like I said, whatever information you want to disclose, you need to make sure that you get the consent of the clients. And for whichever AI tool that you're using, I'm very conversant with ChatGPT. There's need for you to look through the privacy settings and ensure that it has the ability or capacity to enable you to restrict what the system can do with the information. And if you check through the ICF standard, you also see that for systems, that option, that feature must be present. If it's not present in the AI tool that you want to use, then please do not use that particular AI tool. That is what is contained in the ICF framework for using AI as part of your coaching tool. So you need to adjust the setting to ensure that it does not use your data to train the system.
Thank you for sharing that perspective. Now, there's a long comment in the chat box, and I'm going to invite the author of that comment to come off mute, and instead of me reading it, they can actually articulate it themselves. So over to you, please. Your comment.
Do you want me to speak? Sorry.
Yes, please, go for it.
Well, there's this big concern that AI is going to replace people's jobs, and I've had to remind people that in a room with AI, it's not actually the most advanced technology in the room. There's another technology working with data sets gathered over billions of years and algorithms, genetic algorithms developed over millions of years, that's more advanced. And that's actually your own humanity. Your humanity is actually the most advanced technology in the room. It even has empathy, conscience, and consciousness. So always use that first and then use AI to extend that. So don't worry about your job being replaced. So long as you're using your humanity, you're always going to be more advanced than any AI you'll ever use or, for you to ever be concerned about.
Thank you so much. I mean, I don't know whether you saw the reactions that people have sort of been expressing since you've been sharing that perspective. Thank you so much for that. Now, before we move on to the next question, I just want to check in with anyone who might have a different perspective with what's been shared about the question that was put to us. Anyone? Going, and it's gone. But AI is not going anywhere. So we're now going to move on to the next question. And please, by the way, we've only got 3 questions left. We've still got about 13 minutes or thereabouts. So think deep, dig deep, and think about any other questions that you might be pondering you know. But whilst we're doing that, is it a good idea to use the free version of ChatGPT, for instance? And I'm assuming that this is an assumption that the author is referring to all the various AI versions
Yeah.
or tools that you've mentioned, but just using
Yeah.
ChatGPT as an option. Is it
Yeah.
a good idea to use the free version?
Yeah. So as part of my presentation, I shared that you need to try before you adopt. So the answer is yes. The only thing is that the free version might have, most of the free version actually will give you the basic thing that you need to be able to get your work done. The only thing that I've noticed in some of those free versions is that maybe you're able to prompt it, ask it to do certain things. There's some sort of limitation. So if, say, for instance, you ask 20 questions on the free version, you're able to ask maybe 50 questions or 100 questions to the paid version. So after asking questions for maybe up to 20 times, the system will tell you, okay, no, you need to now upgrade for you to be able to continue to ask or continue to prompt it. So yes, it's a good idea. Use the free version, get conversant with it, make sure that that is the one that actually fits your kind of business process and practice, then before you decide to upgrade.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Can I ask whether anyone has a different perspective to that? Otherwise, we'll mark that as answered and move on to the next question. So the next question we've got in the time we've got left is, like RPA, which stands for Robotic Process Automation. Question for you is AI just another fad?
I don't think it's another fad because as we all can see, I think is Folake that shared what she does with the tool that she's using, Perplexity and Cloud, and several other people have also seen what AI is doing. It's helping to make you efficient. So if it's helping to make you efficient, I don't think it's a fad. It's helping to replace maybe the assistants that you have, and you're able to get more done within the shortest possible time. So let's say, for instance, you want to design a coaching package and you have the basic framework of what you want to see in this package. You then need to get someone to help you write the full copy, marketing copy for that, but it will take some time. It might take a whole day trying to get that done. Then you read it, you revise and all that. You can get this done in less than 30 minutes and you do so much in less than, you can write a whole book, you can develop training materials that will take you 1 week. And you can get it done in 1 day. So I don't think it's a fad. It's a very useful tool that will help you to become more efficient, more productive, so that you don't spend much time doing administrative tasks, but you spend all your time talking to the clients, which is the main purpose for being a coach, to talk to the client and ensure that the client is getting value for hiring you.
Absolutely fantastic response. So just so that I get your answer correctly, what you're saying is that we can comfortably relegate all the mundane, all the administrative, repetitive activities, get AI to do them, and free
Correct.
the coach to focus on what matters, the coaching
Correct.
business. And the
Correct.
coach's business manifests itself in various forms, whether it's client coaching, whether it's training, whether it's speaking at the event, whether it's facilitation. Focus on what matters. Is that a fair summary of what you've shared?
Correct. Because,
Absolutely.
I can get, normally before what happens is if you invite me to speak at a place, I will need lots of time to be able to do research. Maybe I'll say, okay, give me 2-3 weeks, and then I'll spend 2-3 days doing research, put this together. I can get this research done in 30 minutes using AI.
Fantastic.
I can come up with a framework of what I want to share. So let's take, for instance, what I'm sharing today. The framework, the very day that we spoke, was the day I concluded the framework. You remember I came back to you to say, okay, this is what I'm going to talk about. So I shared my thoughts with the AI to say, okay, I want to speak to coaches about this, but what area, what should I cover? And then I was given a framework. Then based on the framework, I continued my research, and then AI helped me to pull most of this data together, and that's what we have today.
Absolutely fantastic. I think that deserves another round of applause, please. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Give me a round of applause. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, we're just going to move on rapid fire questions. We've got 3 left. Great acknowledgement of what you've done here today. Well done, Coach Emmanuel. And I'm pretty sure that anyone who's familiar with mental coaching competencies or even the core competencies, acknowledgement is quite important for us. And that's why we're asking people to actually give them a big round of applause or any form of appreciation, acknowledge what's been done. So here's the question. Are all these AI tools in form of apps, or are some of them platforms that one will have to log into, subscribe to?
Okay, so all the ones that I've used or I'm currently using, they're all web-based. They're all web-based. So you log into them. You're able to log in, create your profile, customize it so that when you log in, it will tell you, good morning, Emmanuel, what do you have on your mind today? And then you share what you have on your mind, and then you proceed from there. So they're all web-based. Some of them, yes, some of them I have some apps. Some of them are app-based, but almost all of them are web-based. So you can access them via the web browser on your phone or on your laptop. So most of the time, I use my phone. So even if I'm on the road and a thought comes to my mind and I'm thinking of something, I just go to the tool that I'm using, share the thought, get some ideas, and then keep refining that idea until I get exactly what I want, and then I proceed. So one thing you need to know is that the AI tool is garbage in, garbage out, okay? So when it gives you information, you need to probe it, just the way we ask those powerful questions. You keep probing until you get the right answer or what you are expecting to get, right? That's exactly what you do with the tool. Keep refining and keep asking it to give you more suggestions, more ideas. By the time it gives you 10 different ideas, you will find one that addresses exactly what you want. And then as you continue to use the tool, okay, the tool is able to understand the way you speak, the way you write, so that subsequently, when you now want something done, it can do it in your voice, and then that is it. So that will be my response to that.
Absolutely fantastic. Another big round of applause for that. Thank you very much. So we're getting close to the end of our questions. The next one, which is quite important, we're going to take the questions before we address the hand raised. Oops, sorry, did I just the question that I just archived there, I didn't mean to do that, so let me just see whether I can unarchive it. So here we go. And I'm going to read it, okay? I've restored it. So this is going to be a rapid fire, quick response for you, please. What is the AI community doing to pressure the owners of these tools to lower the price?
Right now, everyone is clamoring for price to be low. But like I said, the best for you, start with the free versions.
Okay.
Start with the free plan.
Yeah.
Okay. You don't really need the the paid version, except you're a heavy user. If you're a heavy user, then you need a paid version.
Okay.
It means that you are seeing huge value in the tool, and so it becomes part of your business costs.
Okay.
So you should be able to charge premium because that's the tool that is helping you to drive your business.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next question. And I'm going to archive this question because you talked about it.
Yes.
It's been mentioned several times. AI will not replace coaches and the coaching profession. The overall summary from what I've gathered is that we are here to utilize these tools to enhance what we do best.
Not to replace.
Okay.
And to this question on the screen,
yes.
How sincere is the report that the use of AI can blur human brain? The truth is that when you outsource what you do, you are likely not going to be able to do those things again, you know?
Okay.
So if you outsource your thinking completely, then it means you won't be able to think. So it means whenever you have a problem, you just drop the problem. So that's why there is need for you to also control exactly how you use it, okay?
Absolutely.
Before you use the system, you should know what you are looking for.
Okay.
Don't just depend 100% on what the system is providing to you. You should be able to verify, validate what is, because it can give you wrong answers, can give you wrong information, give you wrong research. If you don't have the skills to be able to know how to do research, to validate what you're getting, then it means it will blur that particular part of your brain. So that report is true. And I can see Jazz result has also put something in the chat. It says the MIT study indicating AI causes brain rot of only small sample people published. Okay, so yeah, so that's basically it. That's basically it.
Fantastic. So we've come to the end of our Q&A. And we want to thank everyone who's stayed up to this point. A massive round of applause to everyone, please. Thank you so much for your participation, your co-creation, your collaboration, and the list goes on and on. So I just want to quickly summarize again what we started off with. If you want to stay in touch, here are some LinkedIn contacts for Coach EM. And if by any chance, even if you belong to another chapter or another chapter, please consider joining ICF Nigeria Charter Chapter. I know that great things are happening here. I don't know whether we're going to have just a minute for the president to speak, so I better rush quickly. And here's yours truly, my LinkedIn contact. Please feel free to connect with me. At the start, we talked about what's coming soon. Coach Titielayo Akinsoya, Coach TA, as she's referred to, she's going to be talking to us in the next webinar. Please watch this space for what's coming. And if you've got any questions about the chapter, by all means, please quickly refer to them. And I'm just going to stop sharing so I can ask the president of ICF Nigeria Charter Chapter, Akanimo Ekring. Are you still there, AK?
I am. Thank you so much, Femi.
Okay.
And thank you for the team that put this together. Emmanuel was at the HR celebrity. So thank you. Thanks a lot. This has been very insightful. I like what someone said. I think even beat my expectations. So lots to learn. Thanks for assuring us coaches who, for many of us, is a big part of our career that AI is not going to, I think we've heard this over and over again. So I think this has finally laid that to rest, to allay our fears that it's not going to replace, but actually to accentuate and enhance. And also for those who don't like embracing, I remember when the internet came out, some people were like, no, don't touch the internet. And there are always those phases when things come out that people don't want to embrace it. But thank you so much for putting this together, that we'll embrace it, we'll learn, we'll check it out, we'll test it, and thank God that ICF is also at the forefront to align with that so that we can do this in an ethical way. So thanks, and for all those who have contributed from outside Nigeria and Canada, Uganda, I saw USA and all that. Thanks a lot for joining and for your active participation. I think we've also learned from each other. So thanks a lot.
Absolutely. So without further ado, I just want everyone, if you can, to just show some appreciation whilst we bring this session to a close. It's been wonderful being here with you. Thank you so much. I've personally gained so much. I'm not going to call myself an AI expert, but I can now go out and talk about AI because I've learned so much from Coach EM. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I wish everyone a beautiful evening. So I look forward to continue the conversation online. It's going to be available on our YouTube channel. So watch out for our posts on LinkedIn, including the YouTube channel. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Coach.